What's going on, Pokemon GO trainers? Welcome to episode 143 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon GO way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Wednesday, August 12th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle.
What's going on, trainers?
Hello. What's up, man?
Hello.
What's happening?
Not much.
It's been a little bit crazy up in the Northeast this
It
past
has been.
week.
Tornadoes rolled through here. He had his way with us both in his own unique way.
So we did not have a show last week, and the reason for that was we had the hurricane tornado action that completely slammed the Northeast, and I was out of power for 5 days and just totally threw everything off. The production cycle was completely messed up. And by the time power came back on, it was like trying to get caught up with shows that we had recorded. We had a couple Creator Series episodes in the bank. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get this out. We'll regroup next week and we'll get caught up with everything. But Adam, you're safe. Everything's good.
Yeah,
no
it was
major
scary.
Property damage or
I mean, fortunately, it was almost like there was a bubble over my house because my neighbor had a bunch of trees and stuff fall on his house.
Wow.
And when you're, I mean, my mom has always said, like, oh, if you hear a tornado, you'll hear like a train sound, like a whoo. And I've never heard that in my entire life, even on days where it's been windy, even when past hurricanes. This one, I heard that sound.
Were you shitting your pants?
Yeah. I was like, I can't see anywhere because there's just trees all around me. So I was like, I can't see anything. This is kind of scary. And it really was.
Yeah. No, it was wild. I mean, and the weirdest thing for me was the rain didn't come until, well, it was like hours and hours of heavy winds before the rain even started. So, I mean, the trees were just like taking a complete beating from the wind, and then it started raining. And then once it started raining and all the amount of rainfall that we had in such a short amount of time, trees were just fucking getting lifted up out of the ground and just falling over. So it was crazy, and the amount of like power lines and cell towers that had damage in my area, like people who couldn't play Pogo because there was just fucking dead zones from the damage to all the cell towers. It was bad. I'm lucky my house, my mother's house, unhurt. We had some trees come down, but nothing hit nothing hit buildings, no structures were damaged. So like my mother had like fence panels blown over, a tree fell into the neighbor's yard, but we were able to clean that up. Like it was wild. It was absolutely wild, but
I took all the necessary precautions. I put everything against the house. I put anything that was like, could have been blown away, like underneath heavier objects. So
yeah, it was sketchy as hell, but I mean, I love storms. So, I mean, at one point I was like sitting on the fucking porch, just getting soaked, just like watching this shit happen. Like I was like, this is insane.
Well, my son was super scared.
Was wild.
So he came out and he's like, I can't sleep. So he kind of like laid in my arms in the living room, and then I fell asleep. And then Chanel woke me up and she's like, hey, come outside. So I put Ashton to bed, and then I go outside and the wind is just ripping and roaring.
Yeah.
And at one point it just like it kicked up all the dirt. I was like, are you serious? Like I was just like I was like sleepy and my eyes were like squinty, and then all of a sudden like it just hit and just like all the dirt hit me in the eyes. I was like, all right, let's go back inside. This is ridiculous.
No, the next day I was like, I wanted to walk out into the beach, right? So I'm walking on the beach, and the second I got out into the sand, I was like, this was a bad idea, because it was still so fucking windy that the sand was like pelting me in the face, and like all my exposed skin, it was like ripping me to shreds. It was like, it was bad, but it was totally worth it to check out the surf. It hurt like hell. But all right, so we're here, we're alive. Thanks everyone for their patience with our production.
Yeah, welcome
schedule.
to the show. On today's forecast, Pokemon.
Not much we could do when we had no power, and all of my neighboring towns were out of power. So it was like, people were like lined up at a couple towns away at like supermarkets trying to charge their phones. Like it was fucked up. Gary from New Jersey Go Battle League, I think he was out for 7 days, and he's probably only 20 minutes away from me. But his area he's right by the water too. He got fucked. I think he was out for a full 7 days, which is wild. So, but we're all back. We're back and we're all good. So Let's get the show on the road. The show must go on. So, on today's show, we're going to recap the last week of Pokemon Go, including a little bit of 2 weeks ago, since we didn't really record, after that Dragon Week fiasco. So, we'll talk about that. We had Magikarp Community Day. We're in Enigma week right now. So, lots of stuff going on there. We're going to prep you for next week, which includes the Unova week, as well as GoFest's makeup date. We'll talk about that. We have September and October Community Day voting coming, and we know our choices: Charmander, Grimer, Caterpie, and Porygon. Adam has a clear choice. We'll get into that in a bit. And we have some miscellaneous news, a couple emails and a voicemail, and then we'll wrap up with a Genesect raid guide and battle party, because Genesect is going to be coming during Unova week to 5-star raids.
Which is super exciting.
It is. First time out of EX, not in paid research or anything like that, so it's going to be a good opportunity for people that have not gotten Genesects yet to get their hands on one, and also, people to rack up some candies and do some cool remote raiding. But Adam, why don't we start with the Ultra Unlock, going back to Dragon Week a little bit.
All right, so we are wrapping up week 2 of GoFest Ultra Unlock events, which, have been all right, I guess.
They've been great. Go ahead.
Well, we have a lot to catch up on. Let's go from there. Let's take a look back at Dragon Week and talk about how incredibly upset the community was over Deino.
The community was upset? They were?
As you know, Deino was included in the key art for the event and was billed as being 7-kilometer egg, hatch, if you were lucky. And not a lot of people were lucky.
No, not a lot at all.
The end result was around a sub 2% hatch rate for Deino, which led to an exceptionally low amount of shinies. The community was very upset and vocal, and they have voiced their opinions all over the place, especially Twitter, which brought up some interesting topics. Should Niantic tell us the rates at which Pokemon will hatch? Are eggs like loot boxes? Is it gambling? Discuss.
This was going to be the poke the bear for last week, prior to our, I put that post up on Monday, and then the storm came, so it fucked everything up. But I put up a poll, and this is the poll. I just called it Dragon Week poll, and it says, we were told that if you're lucky, Deino would hatch from 7K egg. While not a lot of data has been analyzed yet, this was, very early on in the week. It seemed that Deino was hatching at a sub 2% rate. What do you think is an acceptable hatch rate for a Pokemon that is promoted as requiring luck? So now, in the article on Pokemon Go Live, they said, if you're lucky, you'll hatch a Deino. You also got 2 Deino from the special research. So everyone got 2 Deino. But they want the shiny, so they're obviously going to be hunting for that shiny, and they're hunting via eggs. Now, it ended up being about 1.5% or something like that from all the data that the independent sources put together, self-scientists, all that good stuff. So in the poll, I said, what do you think is an acceptable shiny rate or acceptable hatch rate for a Pokemon that says you need to be lucky? I put sub 2%. The next option is 3 to 5%. The next option, 6 to 10%. And the final option, over 11%. And 40% of the people that voted, and thank you so much, well over 1,000 people voted, almost 1,300 people voted. 6 to 10% was the most popular vote here, saying that if Pokemon Go says that you need to be lucky to hatch something, that the rate should be around 6 to 10%. Now, Adam, this is where I want to get your take, because I kind of feel that, and this is definitely an unpopular opinion, that 2% is like spot the fuck on. Like, I just think that that's a perfect rate for something that's supposed to be rare, that they're telling you it's rare.
Now, did they say that Deino, like if you're lucky, you'll hatch a Deino? Or lucky, you'll hatch a shiny Deino?
No, they said you can encounter a shiny Deino, but they said if you're lucky, you can hatch a Gibble or a Deino. So they didn't say like you're going to hatch a shiny Deino. They just said if you're lucky, you can hatch a Gibble or Deino. So people were saying, okay, I've hatched 200 eggs, this and that, and I haven't gotten shit. It's like, look, RNG is a fickle bitch. We know this. It's a pain in the ass. But 2% is very, very fair, I think, when something's supposed to be rare. But what I didn't agree with, decision-wise, from Pokemon Go, was that they put Deino in the key art. So this almost made the entire Dragon Week less about Rayquaza and more about Deino. And the fact that you got two included Deino in special research, no one even considered that. They just let that go because they wanted lots of Deino. So people were hatching and hatching and hatching, spending a shit ton of money on incubators, which honestly is not a good strategy. I mean, I've been beating the drum for a fucking year plus saying that I don't hatch eggs anymore because the ROI is just shit and it's not worth it to me at all because I just never have any luck. But people continue to spend and spend and spend and hatch and hatch and hatch and get shitty ass results. So Adam, what do you think? Do you think that if they tell you that you need to be lucky to hatch something, do you think it should be higher than a 2% hatch rate, or is that on the money?
I will play both sides. If you're going to show it to me, I should have at least hatched one. And where I did actually, in fact, hatch one, but it was during Enigma week.
Which was an old egg.
Yeah, which was an old egg. So, the whole week goes by, I'm hatching eggs. I did buy into the incubators. I did hatch plenty of eggs. I don't know the exact number because I don't actually keep track of that stuff.
Is it 20? Is it 50? Remember, each box that you get, what are you getting? 13 incubators or something like that?
Four,
so
like 12 supers and 4 regulars.
Okay, so that's, 40, 50 eggs total.
Yeah, I feel like if I spent $15 on a bunch of incubators and I'm incubating only 7Ks, which I was, I should have at least hatched one more. I should have hatched one earlier. Is what I feel, not after the event.
See, I just don't know.
And maybe my tune would be different if I hatched or if I got a shiny one from the research. That might have been then I don't have to hunt for it in eggs.
Yeah, I mean, and it was people were posting them on Twitter very rarely, but Lady Goobly Meat from our Discord, he got the fucking shiny hat.
But that's the other side of the coin.
It does exist.
It does make it very rare, and those that have it, you could basically trade whatever you want because everyone needs that.
No, I think that's what makes it amazing, and that led to me posting another tweet that said, unpopular opinion, I think shiny rates are too high. And that pissed everyone the fuck off. But I'll put the link in the description to the original Dragon Week poll that I ended up turning into Poke the Bear. We won't go through all the details now because it's a little, time-wise, we're just a week past it already. But it was, the conversation was amazing. We had something like, 2,000 engagements on the tweet. The amount of feedback was just unbelievable. So thank you so much for getting involved in the conversation. But the majority of people were saying this is fucking bullshit, and people were pissed. Now, at what point though do you say stop buying fucking incubators then? How? I don't understand. Is it people like being tortured? It's here, kick me in the nuts. Oh, that fucking hurts. Do it again. Oh, that hurts. Do it again. It's
well, we know what you like, Ken.
I don't like getting kicked in the nuts. That's why I don't hatch fucking eggs anymore. I'm on that single incubator grind. But that's what I just couldn't understand. It's people were just expecting so much, and it just kept going on and on throughout the week. And it's like you should know by now that this is how it's going to be. I just don't know what happened to the community that make them feel that they were owed a fucking shiny Deino or a Deino even non-shiny.
Yeah, I don't think it was the shiny necessarily. I think it was the fact that they just weren't hatching in eggs.
But then you're you get 2 free ones in the research or 2 included ones in the research, and they're those don't count. It's why not?
Well, they don't count because they're not hatched from eggs.
But they're still Deino. They still could have been shiny. It's just what ended up happening was Dragon Week in the community was turned into an egg event. And I think the entire feeling of this being an ultra unlock, the entire feeling of this being like a reward for performance at GoFest was lost. And all of a sudden, it's just another egg event. And it was like, for me, because I'm not hatching, I was like, this is the furthest thing from an egg event. I'm out here I did 100 fucking Rayquaza raids. You know, it was like, that's what it was about for me, was, you know, I catching fucking Bagon and Dratini in the wild. That was fucking awesome. You know, and doing all these remote raids. I just don't think this was an egg event.
So in a recap, how'd you do for shinies? I got 3 Rayquazas. I got 2 Executor, Alolan, and a Clamperl and a Horsey.
That's fucking awesome. That's really good. I got 2 shiny Dratini, 1 from a Go Plus. I got a random shiny Lickitung, and I ended up, I mean, granted, I did 100 Rayquaza raids. I got 6 shiny Rayquaza, which was awesome.
All right, that's not bad.
You know, but I did a shit ton of raids. But, you know, there was people out there doing fucking 500 raids. You know, I think Reversal did 500 plus Rayquaza raids. He was trying to get that hundo. You know, it's, so people were going. Like, I cannot wait to see the revenue for this month, because it's going to be absolutely out of fucking control, because the amount of remote raids people are doing. You know, I think Jay Farmakis said he did like 250 or something fucking crazy. Like, people were just spending and spending.
Yeah,
and spending.
It's kind of hard when all it takes is your thumbprint.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
You want to spend money?
No.
No.
I put that shit on. I got to put the password in every time, bro. Otherwise, I'd just be like, yep, face lock.
They make it too easy.
No, it's... You know, but I'll put the link in the description to the Twitter conversation. Check it out.
Yeah, let's
move on. Let us know what
your
feelings are. We got to move on, but do you feel that Dragon Week was more of an egg event, or was this about Rayquaza, and was it about, you know, the dragon encounters in the wild? It just seems so weird that everyone was taking it like an egg event. It was really weird.
I went hard, and I definitely tried really hard to get Alolan Executor, because that was like one that I just really wanted.
I understand everyone being upset. You could be upset that you didn't hatch one, but I just don't get, you know. Oh, and one more thing I will touch on. IV Pips, the creator of PokeNavBot, he plays Pokemon Masters, and in Pokemon Masters, they disclose all the rates of all the random pulls. So, you know, this one can be a 0.005%, like ultimately, like these crazy fucking rare shit. Even like they have the summer event going on in Pokemon Masters right now. And you could pull Steven wearing his summer outfit. And that was at a 2% pull rate. And that was the event rate. You know, so it's like, that kind of checks out, 2%. That's the rare thing for the event. It's a great conversation, and I wish we had more time. You know, I wish if we would have recorded last week, we would have spent way more time on this, because we would have poked the bear about it. But the conversation is up there for everyone to see on Twitter. Make sure you check it out. Let us know how you feel. All right, let's move on.
All right, so this past week was Enigma week.
Yep, still going on until Friday.
Yeah, well,
until the day this comes out. Yeah,
which is the second GoFest Ultra Unlock. Elgyem was released, along with shiny Staryu, Deoxys, and the temporary availability of shiny unknowns that spell Ultra in raids.
What did you think of this week?
I am dying for a shiny Staryu right now.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of them in the wild.
Is an amazing spawn point, and like 4 or 5 will spawn at once, and I'm like, please, 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 please. Nope.
That's just fucking RNG though, dude.
I know.
It's not like it's a lower rate. It just hasn't happened.
We just had raid hour, which I know we'll get into in a second, but effectively I did a Deoxys raid today, and I was telling Josh from the Special Conditions podcast that I was like, man, I've literally checked 20 Staryus like just this afternoon, and I was like, and I've done 2 or 3 unknown raids. I was like, I'm feeling the shiny vibes. I was like, send me invites. The first Deoxys I do, boom, it's shiny.
Nice.
I mean, because I didn't have one.
Right?
Yep, that was my first one.
That's legit.
And then my mom was in these raids, and she got her first Deoxys.
Yo, I love that Mama Tuttle sitting fucking mixing it up in the raids, dude. That's so great.
And what's the best part is she was literally texting me at 6:00 saying, "Where are the raids? Send me the invites."
That's so awesome.
I'm like, Mom, you're savage.
Great.
I was like, I'm not out. I was like, I'm grocery shopping right now. I was like, you have to wait till Josh's time.
Every week the community has something to bitch about. So this week the topic of bitching is the lack of unknown raids. And I've done plenty of unknowns, but that's because I have a very active friends list that have sent me nonstop fucking invites. But I've probably only seen 2 or 3 unknown raids in person. So these raids are pretty fucking rare. They're 2-star raids, and there just never seems to be the unknown. Like, it's always something that you don't want it to be. And that's the thing that everyone's upset about right now, is just, where are the fucking unknown raids? So, I don't know what the rate actually is for shiny unknown in raids, but I do know a couple people that have got them. I haven't picked one up myself, but I've probably done about 40 or so unknown raids, and I've had no luck so far. But did you during GoFest, did you get a shiny unknown?
Yes, I got the O.
Okay, and nothing during Enigma week?
No, not unknowns, no. But I did get the shiny Deoxys, and I Go plussed a Clefairy and a Baltoy.
Ooh, I got shiny Jigglypuff today. That was exciting. That was cool.
Oh, and then I also was sitting on the toilet and got a shitter shiny. I got execute.
The return of the shitter shiny. It's been forever since we said that. That's awesome. Yeah,
I don't know why I didn't try to do an AR picture and take a picture of my feet and just do it.
I love that. That was how it all started in our Discord back in the day. The picture of underwear wrapped around your ankles and the shiny there. That was a shitter shiny. That's so great. That's old school. If you've been listening for, more than 2 years, you remember the shitter shiny from back in the day. But no, I was driving to Raid Hour today, fast catching as I'm looking for a parking spot, and I almost just did a fast catch on the Jigglypuff. And I was like, oh shit, its fucking eyes are green. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, it's hard with the slight coloration difference and the weather boost.
Oh,
if you're so used to the weather boost, you're just like, oh. You're
just driving and not looking at the fucking phone, just doing it like second nature. But no, it was that was a good one. But no, I've got a couple Deoxys, so I've had pretty good Deoxys rate. I did 15 raids today at Raid Hour, and I didn't get any shinies. So wasn't in the cards for me today. But the first day it was available, I think I got 3 fucking Deoxys the first day. So. But I've committed to the remote raid thing. I'm committed to playing with the community and trying to get involved and get raids from around the world and stuff like that. Zoe invited me to a string of raids the other day, so I got a bunch of new gyms in Australia. Havoc Bandit, JC Pix has been inviting me like crazy from California. I've got Pokemon AR photographer in Hawaii inviting me to a bunch of raids. So it's it's really cool to fill out the gym badge map. And, now it's starting to finally fill out, and it's really fun. I fucking love remote raiding. For me, it's absolutely worth the cost of admission to be able to experience that with people. So tons of fun. I had fans today that, Terry Wolf had posted on Twitter. He's like, oh, this is my new favorite gym badge. Thanks to Ken. It was the Jay and Silent Bob's badge. And, as someone had messaged me or someone had responded oh, man, I would love to have that badge. I go, dude, send me your fucking friend request, or send me your code and I'll add you right before I do Raid Hour today. So I was able to add a bunch of people for Raid Hour just to do the Jay and Bob's raid. So they were able to get that gym badge. I love that shit. So I'm having an amazing time with remote raiding during these events. So again, I don't want to connect it to shinies being my metric to how much fun I've had, but I've had a fucking blast with these events just because everyone's so hyped on raiding. I mean, that's what it's all about for me.
Yes. Yeah, it's really brought raiding to a whole new level. And at first, my community was like, but now they just invite me to raids and I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it's really nice because I don't have to be forced to be somewhere.
Dude, we had our patron Zoom call right before we recorded this, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done with fucking remote Deoxys. And then, I'm on the
during
call.
During it, you did 3?
I can't stop.
But speaking of the Discord, I looked in my box because we were talking about Magikarps, and I deleted a shiny one. And then I looked, and I had 100% just chilling out there. So speaking of Magikarp, we just had a community day. Magikarp made a huge splash. Encounter and shiny rates seem to be very favorable for trainers. And everyone seemed to be prepping for mega evolutions, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I don't know. I missed the fact that I had the 100%.
Oh, so this was that you had this during community
Yeah,
day?
it's old. It's old.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
Dude, 4 asterisk. So search on that shit. Your 100% will come up.
No, I know.
Oh, no.
I totally spaced. I even like searched for like Magikarp and like evolved some of the older ones. Like I had scrolled up and was like, oh, I'll evolve that one. I'll evolve that one. That's a 96. That's a 98.
I gotta say, the 6-hour community day format is the fucking best.
It's the way to go.
It's the way to go. The shiny rates, I think that's, again, another one of the reasons why I said on Twitter that the shiny rates are too high. It's like, there was people catching 1,500 Magikarp and getting like 60, 70 shinies. It's like, it's so excessive. You know, I played the whole time, but, you know, kind of mellow, stopped to eat. I did a shit ton of raids. I still got 33 shiny Magikarp.
I got 18.
But were you out and about?
No, I'm just from home. But
see, that's what I mean.
It's
like 18.
I made breakfast. I almost like missed the start of it. I was like eating and forgot about it. But the start happened. I basically just sat there and I played for 3 hours straight after breakfast. Then I was like, all right, no more. It's lunchtime. So I started lunch, but I had the Go Plus going. And so I basically just Go Plus the entire 3 hours after that.
Wow. No. Well, that's a good thing about Magikarp too, as such a low catch rate or a high catch rate that you could just fucking Go Plus it like without having to worry too much. So, and here's something I do want to address. People are still kind of upset about the lack of Pokeballs and gifts and the buddies not bringing Pokeballs anymore. I mean, it's hard for me to talk about this because I'm spoiled because I have so many stops by me that I don't have to rely on gifts for balls. But let us know what your situation is. Are you suffering from a ball shortage? Like it just seems that there's still plenty of people online that are pissed about the ball situation. So, you know, drop us a line, let us know, info@luredup.com, or, you know, shoot us a voicemail or something, because I'm very interested to hear how this goes, because it just seems like there's some very vocal people on Twitter.
Yeah, I believe I saw Pidgeygrabba. He posted and was like, Niantic, help. This is not considered a gift. And it was literally one super potion.
All right, well, get this. There was a bug, and I pushed this up to Niantic, where if you are maxed out on all the stickers, so you can hold, you know, 25 of each sticker, whatever the fuck it is. If you're maxed out on all stickers, it was fucking it up where the Pokeballs were seeming nerfed, where I opened a gift and literally got 0 items. Like, I have a screenshot of my journal, and it says, you opened a gift, and there's no items there. So, like, it was fucked. And, like, people are posting to Niantic help, and they're like, no, we haven't changed the rates at all. And it's like, well, something's not right, because I just opened 30 gifts, and only, you know, 7 of the 30 had Pokeballs in them. So something was fucked up. But it doesn't, I can't tell if it was intentional or it was a bug, because shit was all over the place, and Niantic help has not confirmed or denied really anything. They're just like, nope, nothing's changed. But something clearly has happened or has changed, especially with this sticker bug thing.
Right.
But
one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to our 2 spotlights. We got to keep the show.
Sorry. So we had Horsey with double catch candy and Sableye with double transfer candy. Both of these events, I just Go Plussed.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier to just, I mean, when all the spawns change over to the spotlight Pokemon, I hand catch everything right there, and I put the incense on and everything, and I'm checking obviously for the shiny. Didn't get it. Go Plus, and I continue on my day.
Yeah. I hand caught everything during Horsey Fast Catch. I didn't get any shinies, but I played hard. Sableye, I used pretty much the entire time to transfer my legendaries, because I had so many Rayquaza, so many fucking like Reshiram and Zekrom still left over. I had, I think I got rid of like 30 Deoxys. Like I was just using that time to clean up my legendary storage because it was just so over the top. I mean, I was getting rid of fucking Mewtwo's because I just had shit piled up for so long. I already had the shiny Sableye, so I was like, I could kind of just push this aside for now with the catches and, use this time to use the bonus rather than the actual spotlight. But, it is what it is. All that stuff was just stuff that has happened already. And like we said before, by the time this podcast comes out on Friday, it will be the end of Enigma Week, and the beginning of Unova Week. So let's talk about that now. So,
yes, because I need to know. And I'm also kind of curious as to like why we don't have the timed research for these two events.
I was a little bummed about that too, because I do love the timed research stuff. We had one for Dragon Week, but not for Enigma or Unova, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like, even if it was just like Pokeballs or just, a remote raid pass at the end of it. Ooh, that'd be nice.
But the Unova Week will not only have a strong raid component like we've had over the last 2 weeks, but this will be the first week of the 3 unlocks that will actually get people out grinding again with catches, because we have the release of a bunch of new Unova Pokemon. We've got Sawaddle, Cottony, and Emolga, and other Unova Pokemon appearing more frequently in the wild and hatching from 7Ks. Thank God it's not exclusively in 7Ks. And Bouffalant will also be appearing in the wild and hatching from 5K eggs in New York City and the surrounding areas. Now, we don't know what the surrounding areas means. Does that mean the tri-state area? Does that mean 5 miles outside of New York City? No idea. So this Sunday, I don't think I'm going to go to the city, into New York City, but Jersey City, which is just on the other side of the Holland Tunnel into New York City, which has a very, very amazing waterfront, beautiful area. I'm going to go there and just walk and play. And I can't imagine that that's not close enough to the city that Bouffalant wouldn't spawn. So hopefully I'll be able to pick up some Bouffalant that day. If I don't get any that day, I might just drive through the tunnel and not even get out of the... I don't know. I'm still sketched out about being around people. I know the city is kind of like dead in the streets, like people aren't really out, but I'll just stay in the fucking car and try to track these things down. But I definitely want to get Bouffalant, and I know a lot of people want to trade, so that's very important for me to pick up a whole bunch. But we have Sawaddle, Cottony, and Emolga. Roggenrola is also going to be coming to the raid pool, and its shiny will be released. But the big news here for the week is Genesect coming to 5-star raids, and Genesect can be shiny, and it's a badass looking fucking shiny.
So much shiny hype.
Good. I know, it looks so good. I would love to see the different drives and moves come to Genesect. I don't know if that's going to happen, but this absolutely seems like the perfect time. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Now, Adam, when we were on our patron call, you were like, how far is New York from me? Are you considering taking a little drive or something for that Bouffalant?
Well, right now my work isn't open on Sundays, so it's like it would have to be Sunday, and I don't know if that's a reasonable
All right, well,
idea.
how about I meet you in the fucking city? Let's just do it then. I'll go to the Nintendo store.
Well, it depends on what time I get out of here. I don't know if I'd be able to get out at a reasonable time.
What do you mean, get out of where?
Well, I do have somebody coming to the house to kind of finish up some stuff, housework stuff. So I don't know what time he's getting here, and I don't know what time he'd be leaving. But if it's quick, and I might be able to make that quick decision.
We'll take that conversation offline. But are you excited for Genesect?
I am very excited for Genesect.
Yeah, I think this is going to be another Rayquaza style situation where people are going to go fucking bonkers with the remote raids. Man, I cannot wait to see these financial numbers for the past 2 months. It's just going to be fucking
I think the
insane.
best pro tip I could say is have like remote raid till you have 1 pass, and then buy 3 passes so you have 4 stocked up, so you can just get right into the gates and just do 4 in a row.
That. I do the same shit with 5. I buy the 3, and then as soon as I use 1, I have 2 in the inventory. Buy another 3, it brings you up to 5.
You can do that? I thought the last time I tried it was like nope.
No, as long as you don't have 3. So you could have 2 and then hold up to 5. But that's a whole nother fucking topic of discussion, how much of a pain in the ass that shit is. That fucking kills me. And I even shared that feedback with Niantic. I was like, look, I understand that the whole limit to how many remote raid passes you can hold is to kind of curb the amount of remote raids that people are doing to encourage them to do in-person raids, but it ain't working. People love remote fucking raiding.
Yes.
Obviously, when I can't imagine them like looking at a sheet of paper that says you made, how many zeros, how many commas, and how much money we made. Let's limit this. All it is a quality of life thing at this point, because that's not preventing people from raiding. I think when they raise the price of remote raid passes, that will temper people's desire to do remote raiding. But the fact that you could only hold 3, it's not slowing anyone down as far as buying them. It's just getting them a little bit more upset because they have to go through the process of missing raids when you have to you go to join a raid and you don't have any passes.
You
and
have
you're
to
like,
back out, go back to the shop.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking frustrated.
And then you have to back out and you're like, oh no, I have 1 second left. No.
I
or
had
the raid
a whole
lobby's
bunch
full.
of people. Dude,
you missed it.
I had so many people from Japan sending me gibbles. I really wanted Japanese gibbles, right? So I put all these messages out, and I lost so many Japanese gibbles for that very reason. Like, I would just have to go to the store, have to bypass. I would run out of coins. Like, it was all fucked up. And it's super annoying. Super fucking annoying. I hope they do something about that and realize that the limit on how many you can carry is not a good way to encourage people to raid in person. I just don't think it is, because people aren't going to stop and they like remote raiding. But very excited for Genesect. At the end of the show, we'll get into a Genesect battle party. All right, this Sunday, we also have the Go Fest makeup. Another reason why I wanted to go, either to Jersey City or into New York City. We have, because there was issues on Saturday, July 25th, the first day of Go Fest, they're going to be holding this makeup day. And I'll put this out there right away. It's very important that if you're taking part in this makeup date, that you run in incense the entire time, because the incense, just like on GoFest, is going to have increased effectiveness at not only attracting Pokemon like it normally does, but the featured Pokemon. So you want to make sure you're running a fucking incense. There's going to be a free special box in the shop containing 2 incense and 2 remote raid passes. The incense lasts an hour. It's a 3-hour event. Make sure you at least have 1 incense on hand, plus the 2 that you're going to get for free, so you can run an incense for the full duration, 3 hours. Just make sure you do that. You will not have a good event unless you're running incense. While we don't have the ability to open more than 30 gifts a day like we originally had during the Friendship Hour habitat where you could open 200, they are saying that gifts will have the quote-unquote can include rare candy. Now, during GoFest, they did every gift had rare candy, so we'll see if that's the case or not, but just make sure you hold off on opening your gifts until that window, until the
and also you need to have your Go Plus going while opening up gifts so you can maximize your catching.
Yeah, Adam's a big proponent of that multitasking. I agree 100%.
Just saying, that's a shiny you miss because you can't click on it.
Yep. The schedule is going to be like this. This is all local time. 11 a.m. will be Fire Habitat, 12 p.m. Water Habitat, 1 p.m. Friendship Habitat. So Fire, Water, then Friendship. So I'm excited for Friendship. I'm still on that Blissey grind, so I want some more chances to spawn. I'm very excited about that. I think this is a good opportunity for us to connect and play, bro. I'm just saying. I miss you, man. I miss you. You're supposed to come for Philly fucking Safari Zone. That's how long it's been. So
it has been a while.
All right, so maybe we'll make this shit happen. Maybe we'll make it happen. All right, and then finally, we're going to have Venipede Spotlight Hour next Tuesday, the 18th, with double evolution candy. Now, I did want to talk about this a little bit, because Venipede is not shiny, can't be shiny, and they have a double evolution candy bonus. And here's my 2 cents. I think that if they're not going to include a Pokemon that can be shiny, then they have to pair that with a bonus that will still encourage people to catch, like double XP or the double Stardust. Because right now, you're going to have Venipede and double evolution candy. If you're doing evolutions, you're not catching Venipede. If you're not interested in catching Venipede or doing evolutions for XP, you may not play.
Wait, clarify double evolution candy.
So is it double? Hold on, is it double evolution candy or double evolution XP?
I think it's XP.
I think it's XP also. All right, double evolution XP. So yeah, so you just make extra XP from evolutions. So if you're doing your evolutions, you're not catching. So you're taking away from the catching anyway. But let's say this was Venipede plus double Stardust, people would be out there fucking catching and playing because they could care less about Venipede because they want the Stardust. You know what I mean? So like the following week we have Geodude, and Geodude is with double Stardust. So people want to catch Geodude because it could be shiny, but they also want to catch Geodudes because it's double Stardust. So you're kind of double dipping on the same thing. If they had moved that double Stardust to Venipede, people would be catching the shit out of Venipede for the double Stardust. And then if you move that double evolution candy to, or double evolution XP to Geodude, people would still be catching the Geodude because they want the shiny. I just think that they kind of, I don't know. It's not maximizing the best of what this could be, in my opinion, because I just think that you have a Pokemon that can't be shiny like Venipede and a not so exciting bonus like double evolution XP. People might sit that one out.
Well, you could always run a lucky egg, use the Go Plus while evolving.
Yeah, but then you're not. That's what I mean, though. Then you're not catching Venipede.
Well, you are because you got the Go Plus.
Oh, you're Go Plussing. Okay.
Yeah. Go Plus, yeah. Everyone.
Yep, Go Plus. But all right, so that's the last 2 weeks and the week that we're in right now. It was a lot of shit. It took a long time to get through that. But let's move on quickly, Adam, through Community Day voting before we take a quick break.
All right, so while the actual voting poll has not been released yet, we know what our potential choices are for our September and October Community Days. Pokemon Go tweeted earlier today the 4 candidates, which is an interesting mix of Kanto Pokemon. Our 4 choices are Caterpie, Charmander, Grimer, and Porygon. Let's take a look at each choice. Okay, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Caterpie has had it shiny in the game for a while now, which will certainly hurt its overall votes right out of the gate. Butterfree, however, could have an impact for PvP if it gets the right move. There's a lot of Caterpie fans out there, cowboy hat ones. Yeah. So we'll have to see how their desire for a new shiny will impact voting.
Right.
Charmander, another Pokemon that not only has had its shiny in the game for a while, but it's also was a previous Community Day Pokemon. What makes it interesting is the potential for a different move than Blast Burn on Charizard. Perhaps a move that will be good for its Mega evolution. Charizard Mega is Fire Dragon for the X, and Charizard Y is Fire Flying. Maybe Shadow Claw or Dragon Breath, potentially.
Look, a lot of people, especially PvPers, they want Charizard. I love seeing how fans are clamoring, like the battlers want one thing, the collectors want another, the shiny hunters want another. I love how they're doing this. So it's the competition is heating up. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Grimer's the next choice, which raises the question of if both Kanto and Alolan forms would be available. With their shinies already in the game, this may get votes from the battlers out there, as Alolan Muck is a relevant player in the game. The ability to learn Giga Drain would be a solid pick.
Yeah, but again, we don't know the moves, so I'm sure by the time this releases, maybe they'll announce that. I don't know when this vote is actually going to happen, but
yeah. So if it's out there,
but
you already know.
Muck might be the only reason. I don't know. I don't even know if they would do that with both forms.
And last but not least, Porygon is our final option and seems to be the most popular choice on social media.
Clear choice.
Not only is it's a new shiny, but it's also a gorgeous shiny.
It's
if
awesome.
It learns Tri-Attack.
The whole line is awesome.
Yeah, if it learns Tri-Attack, it could be relevant in the PvP scene. I am currently a huge fan of Porygon.
I'm gonna vote Porygon, I believe, but I think this is gonna go Porygon Charmander. That's how I think this is gonna roll out.
Yeah, like now that I've like talked about it and like thought about it a little bit more, I feel with the megas and stuff like that's a choice that like that comes into play.
I think Charmander is going to be a close second. I don't think it's going to win, but I think it's going to be a much closer race than you would think. because people love Charizard. They want to prep for Megas. But who knows? They could say, all right, Blast Burn Charizard, and that might hurt it. So
Well, I hope so. I hope it's not new.
No, give me one with a fucking awesome dragon move. That would be great. That would be, I don't know.
Well, see, we don't even know how the Megas will play. We don't know if like evolving into the Mega will get rid of the moves that they already have. Or does it keep the moves? It just Mega evolves with those moves.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So who knows? I mean, they have to like let us know that at some point, because that's a big key detail.
Look, they're coming. That's the most important thing, is we know they're coming. But I'd imagine that September will be Porygon and October will be Charmander. Do you think that's how it's going to go?
It seems right, but October is supposed to be scary, spooky.
I know, we've always said that. It should have been
spooky and gross.
No, he's not. It should have been fucking Litwick or fucking Zubat or Ghastly. Fuck.
I would have voted for Zubat. Give me some Zubat.
I still don't have a shiny Zubat.
I still don't either.
All right.
Even from Spotlight Hour. I mean, come on.
I know. I didn't get a single one. All right, but let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go through some miscellaneous news. We've got a couple listener emails, and then we'll build out a Genesect battle party.
We're going to build some spicy patties.
All right. Well, mine isn't too spicy, but it'll be a little fun. It's a little shadowy. But all right, we'll be back right after this. And we're back from our break. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. A little housekeeping to run through before we get into the ass of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And I want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons: Ace Trainers, Alex, Andrew, Brian, Brittany, Chad, Dim Gears Be Bangin', G-Stacks87, Griggle788, Harry, James, Jason, Jay, Mackle, Jolt Switch, John Zero, Lynchbot, Matt, Matthew, M. Pitts, Paul, PokeNabbot, Purple Pancake, Sam, Smeatwad, The Noise, Lousy Jedi, Woodwoos Wolf, Shiny Carol, Chris, and returning to our Patreon, Talon. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support. Huge shout out to our gym leaders, Jamal, Tish, and Robert, and new for this week, TNC Comics Wiz. Wiz, thank you. Thank you so much for joining at that tier. And a huge amount of love going to our executive producer, Paul Bott, and a huge shout out to Garrett for joining at the Discord tier this week. Thank you so much to everyone.
Yeah, welcome
great Discord.
All the new patrons.
Yeah, great patron week. We really appreciate all your support. It's been amazing and allowing us to do lots of cool stuff. We got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, so we couldn't do this without you. Appreciate it. But if Patreon isn't your thing, no big deal. There's still a couple other ways you can help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. And our merch store is available, PokemonProfessor.com/merch. We now have fanny packs and face masks, so check it out.
I gotta get one of those fanny packs.
Yo, I ordered it. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get it. All right, a little bit of miscellaneous news here. Pokeminers has confirmed that both iOS and Android APKs are now obfuscated, which means they're a pain in the ass to read for the data miners. So they're going to have some difficulty getting news out timely or even seeing stuff in general. So Niantic has put a lot of protection up on their data. We'll have to see how this rolls out with the data mining scene, if they're able to get past this or work around it, or if they're literally going to be shut out of this information and just have to learn it live like we do.
Like the rest of us.
Let's check in really quick with Professor Willow.
I'm Wolfie with Gaming Together Media, and this is Willow's Almanac.
All right, a couple dates to run through really quick. This Friday, the 14th, start of Unova Week. Sunday, the 16th, is GoFest Makeup Date. Tuesday, the 18th, Venipede Spotlight Hour. And Monday, the 24th, jumping ahead a little bit, is the start of GBL Master League and the No CP Limit Premier Cup. We're in Ultra League right now. People have been really enjoying the Ultra League Premier Cup, which is pretty cool. So let us know if you're taking part in any of that. But Adam, let's run through a couple emails.
All right, this comes from Jason from Australia. He says, "Hey Ken, as always, love the fucking shows. But here's another Melbourne Pokemon Go player getting busted in breach of COVID-19 laws."
It's so fucked up.
This article is from our Nation newspaper.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description too so you can see it. It's pretty funny.
Absolutely hilarious. Hope you're not still getting slammed from Poke the Bear. Fucking love reading all the shit go down on Twitter. Holy shit balls, that was spicy. My son, who's 10, also loves the podcast and does an excellent version of "And we're back." Cannot wait to meet you guys, Jason.
Thanks you, Jason, for writing it. And shout out to your little man, 10 years old, listening to Lured Up. Oh, no, it was bad enough we interviewed Awesome Blossom, who's 15, and I'm cursing. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I should curse. Your 10-year-old's listening. Sorry, little man. All right, this next one's going to be a voicemail. This is from Adam from New Zealand.
Hey, this is Adam from New Zealand. I haven't really played the game much in the last 7-8 months, so I spent the last week catching up on your show. Thank you, Pocket Cast, for 1.6 speed. But I wanted to talk about the Catan game, which I actually am not sure. I think it's still a beta, like it's in our country, but I don't know if you guys can actually play it yet. But this is something that's going to blow your mind if you haven't heard it already. I haven't mentioned it up to date, but in Catan, you can place your own settlement, like wherever you want. So basically, it's like placing a Pokestop wherever you want. So hey, it's possible to do. Just want to know your thoughts on that. Also, just to add on top of that, it does have costs related to it. There's coins in the game, just like Pokemon Go, which are used to move the settlement. If you want to pick the settlement up and put it somewhere else, it costs you 500 coins, and it seems like the ratios to Pokecoins to these Catan coins are about the same. Also, you can upgrade the settlement, and that costs you 50 coins each time you use a card on it. So hey, it could be costly. Lastly, shout out to my boy Cole. I'm also from Wellington, so cheer, bro.
So that is absolutely awesome. And he puts a link to a video, which I'll also put in the description, from a YouTuber, a Kiwi YouTuber called Jacob's Tree, who does gaming videos, but also bonsai trees, which is really funny. But what he's saying is, in Catan World Explorers, right? That's the new Niantic Catan game that's in beta in New Zealand right now. You can place down these settlements and build them and upgrade them and interact with them and ultimately move them for money. So that's sort of like dropping a Pokestop or a gym wherever you want. How cool would that be if that trickles down to Pokemon Go? I don't know.
That would be sick.
That would be very fucking cool. Adam, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate when you do that.
All right, another email from Sue, Soup Dragon. Hi, Adam and Ken. I just wanted to express my opinion about the rarity of Shiny Deino during Dragon Week. I didn't mind it at all, but I did object to all the comments on Twitter from various people to the effect that Niantic owes them a Shiny Deino. Hold on a minute. They really don't. You choose to spend money on incubators. They told you it was going to be rare. Give your childish, self-entitled whining a rest.
Oh, snap.
I feel better now. I've got that off my chest. Love the show, Sue.
So I love that, by the way. So
That's
it
awesome.
looks like so she slipped a mate in there. So is she Australian too? So we had 2 Aussie emails and a New Zealand voicemail. Yo, what's up with that? That's fucking awesome. Thank you so much for that. I need some raids from y'all. But no, look, I've loved hearing all the stories of everyone about Deino. It's so good. That would have made a great Poke the Bear. I'm gonna have to bring back some kind of pissy topic for next week. But all right, let's get into our Genesect raid guide and battle party. Adam, are you ready to get down with this? It's been a bit.
I am ready.
All right, fire it up.
Battle party.
Woo, woo, battle party. Ooh, ooh. Oh man, it's been a long time, dude.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. All right, so Genesect Ray God and Battle Party. This week we're going to be looking at Pokebattler's data. He was the only one that had his stuff updated since Genesect was in EX raids. So we're going to be going by that data. things could change additionally, but he had the most up-to-date info. So shout out to Pokebattler. Genesect is a bug and steel type mythical Pokemon, and it comes in at 47,836 CP. And because of that low stamina, you should be able to duo Genesect without too much trouble using high-level fire type counters. Your perfect catch CP will be 1916 at level 20 or 2395 at level 25, which is boosted in rain or snow. So 1916 or 2395. Genesect can learn the following moves: fast moves Metal Claw and Fury Cutter, charge moves Hyper Beam, Magnet Bomb, and X Scissor. Not too scary here, so there's not a lot to worry about. Fire type Pokemon are your clear choice here, especially with the release of the Shadows. And a lot of the raid guides that were available on like G2G.media's site were looking at older Pokebattler data or GoHub or GamePress. The Shadows were not included. But now we have Pokebattler has Shadow Moltres at the top, Fire Spin Overheat, Shadow Entei, Fire Fang Overheat, Reshiram, finally a use for fucking Reshiram, Fire Fang and Overheat, Shadow Charizard with Fire Spin Blast Burn, and again, Fire Spin Blast Burn on a Shadow Charizard, you have to Elite TM into that. Shadow Arcanine, Fire Fang Flamethrower, and some others here are going to be some of the older counters. Chandelure, Darmanitan, Shadow Magmortar's actually on there, regular Moltres, Blaziken, Heatran. So just use fire. It's clearly the way you want to go here. I'm definitely going to be bringing Shadow Moltres and Shadow Entei. I just think it's fun. An opportunity to use them. Their stats aren't fantastic. I don't have the best IVs for them, but, I will have a full party to do this with, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'll also bring 2 Reshiram just to get some use out of it, and 2 Moltres because they have them powered up from previous stuff. So Shadow Moltres, Shadow Entei, 2 Reshiram, 2 Moltres.
All right, and of course, I got to spice things up.
Yeah.
With the 100% squad, I'll be bringing my 100% fully powered up Entei, Houndoom, Rapidash, Ninetales, Arcanine, and Alolan Marowak.
So that's pretty baller. I got to give that to you, man. That's pretty baller. Rapidash is a cool one. I mean, not that powerful a Pokemon, but definitely a cool one to see in raids. So
yeah, it's got Drill Run too, so I mean,
okay,
it can hold its own.
Nice.
Maybe not versus Genesect right there, using Drill Run, but
Genesect is a wimp, though. It's a wimp.
It's not a Wimpod.
It's not a yeah.
Whimsicott.
All right, so let's before we wrap up here, what are you most excited for in this week coming up? Is it Genesect? Is it the new Unova Pokemon? What's the hot stuff for you right now?
I believe it's gonna be the Genesect.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get a good one, and I really want a good one.
I hope they do the drives. I really do. I really do.
I really want them to do that.
That'd be so cool, because then if you're doing a bunch of them, at least you're going to get different colors and different moves, like typings, and I don't know. I think that would be really cool. And again, with the data being obfuscated, that could be in there, and they just might not be able to see it, so we'll have to see.
I mean, I am pretty excited for Molga, to be honest. That's going to be one of those, I really want to catch that one as the shiny. But I think I'm most excited about, maybe not excited, but super curious for Bouffalant. I just want to know how close it is and how far I have to go to get it.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure that data will come.
It might be the first regional that I just go for.
Travel for?
Travel.
Well, dude, I mean, it's not too bad for you, man. 4-hour drive, something like that. It's not bad.
Right. And honestly, I think even with all the stuff going down, I mean, this could be a travel for a lot of YouTubers and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it like a quarantine. Everybody needs to be 6 feet away.
Everyone stays in their fucking cars. Everyone rent a car if you're flying
just honk
in or
if you see me. Honk if you see me.
No, Jamal from our Discord already said, he was like, hey, I have a Maractus for you. So you get me a Bouffalant, I'll trade you for the Maractus. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I'm in. So, no, I'm gonna try to stock up, and hopefully it won't be too rare, and at least will be boosted during this week. So, I figure if I go there Sunday for 3 hours of Go Fest and then stick around for an additional 3-4 hours, something like that, I'll have a good shot at picking some up. But all right, Adam, that was a wrap, dude. That's a show.
That is a wrap.
We did it. Thank you, everyone, so much for checking us out. Sorry about last week once again, but we
appreciate
it.
your patience.
Yes, we have the power, so it makes
we have
a world of difference.
The electric current. We have the wash rotoms in our deck.
Yes.
So.
But you can email us, info@luredup.com. You can leave us a voicemail, text, or picture, or video, 732-835-8639. Check out luredup.com for everything that's going on at the show, PokemonProfessor.com for everything that's going on at the network, including our merch store, and also connect with us on social. Links in the description to everywhere you can find us. We'd love to talk to you and, hang out online and raid. I fucking love remote raids. I've just been doing so many of them. It's disgusting. I've given up.
Yeah, I think I have 10 friend spots left. Wow. I have not once reached 200.
Man, not me, dude. It's like I meet someone, I want to add them, I gotta fucking boot somebody. It's like, I'm so sorry. It's like, no, it's awesome. I mean, I'm up to like close to 80 or 90 best friend patrons right now, which is fucking awesome. So
that's epic.
Yeah, and it's like now I'm starting to hit, like Josh from Special Conditions, we did a raid, I just hit Lucky Friends. It's like that's when things are going to start to get awesome, starting to hit Lucky Friends with everybody from raids. But all right, everyone, that's going to wrap things up. Thank you so much again. Keep training trainers. We'll see y'all next week.